In Bengaluru, where the journey all began, the first ever women's test cricket match was held in 1976 at R. Chinnaswamy Stadium. And we have somebody who's been a part of it, who's seen it all. Ma'am, the experience of the very first test cricket match. I mean, was it actually tough to get that test eligibility in the country?
Not really. You see, though you're referring to the West Indies test match in November 96 that was staged here, I would like to go back a little because in 75 we played under 25 Australian team. That was okay. It was specifically mentioned. But in the beginning of 76, we played the New Zealand team. The team that we played here in India, we played 5 test matches. And a year later, we went to New Zealand and we played at Dunedin. There was only one change in their 11. But the entire New Zealand series here, where I got 527 runs, including a century at Pune, that was treated as unofficial. And I told you, very same team that we played there, that was treated, fortunately, I got my century there too. Otherwise, I would have gone without a century in my... My second century became my first. I got some 20 wickets or something, but Diana got 30 odd wickets. All that is obliterated from the cricket history because it was deemed to be unofficial. I still feel just one player out of the 11 that played here, 10 played there. It was just one. Of course, she's their main Jackie Lord, leg spinner, very good. Except for her, the rest were here. The same captain, same vice captain, Patricia McKelvey. I'm suddenly not getting their vice captain's name, but Barbara Bevich, all the same. But anyway, that's a sad part of it. Yes, officially, this was the West Indies test. I was a captain in the New Zealand series also. So, when we played here, let me tell you, we had almost packed stadium. Those days, TV coverage was not there. So, nothing kept the spectators away. Here, many people prefer to watch on TV but now with all the tamasha associated, the entertainment associated with T20 and people still come. But that's what, when I was looking at WPL here, I went most of the days. The crowds, amazing. It took me back some 48 years back. We always had packed crowds. I can tell you this was almost like the RCB game here. And the partner test, we had some 50,000 spectators. They used to purchase tickets and come. Those were the days, I suppose, the advent of television, in fact, acted as a deterrent for people to come and watch cricket at the stadium. But then, thanks to IPL, it's come back. Yes, I got my, normally before that, I used to go 2 down, 10 for 2, something like that. It wasn't so. But the Bangalore test, the first official test that we played, our openers, Fauzia Khalili and Shobha Pandit, put on 80 odd runs. So I was free to play the way I wanted. Normally, I used to get bogged down because of the responsibility and things like that. A lot depended on my performance for the team to either win or avoid defeat. So I played T20 those days. I never officially played T20, but I played in that test match. So much so, Lala Amarnath, who was chairman of selection committee, he was on the radio giving commentary. He had seen me play the other games, things like that. So here he felt, oh, she's playing to the gallery. It wasn't that. It's just that, you see, those days we were playing only 3-day test matches. And I thought if we can get a result, we'll have to score fast. And I hit, my first 6 was in that match. The first 6 ever by an Indian in international game. That was a test match. But then, unfortunately, I don't know what happened. Beginning of 3rd day, we were some 5 down, 6 down, I forget exactly. But some water had seeped in. I don't know. I feel it must have been some mistake by the groundsman there because there was no rain as such. So the match did not start 3rd day till about lunchtime. And so I declared, we were a few runs behind them, though we had a lot of wickets. I declared that score, but then it ended in a draw. It was in that series when we played at Patna that we carved out the first ever win. And I told you, the capacity crowd, not just inside the stadium. After the game, we had to go to a college close by. They were felicitating us. It was just 2 kilometers, but it took us 2 hours to reach that because the streets were lined with people cheering us because we had won the game. So, yeah, a lot of pleasant memories that come to mind whenever I speak of that series.
Ma'am, you spoke about how the first ever test victory happened at Patna, and there was a barrage of people there for about 2 kilometers. What was that feeling like? I'm sure to be a part of the first ever women's test cricket team, to lead it, and also to have victory in your own homeland.
Oh, I think stupendous. Words cannot describe the feeling of euphoria we had. All of us, we were dancing away and things like that. It was something very special, but can't put words to that feeling.
Ma'am, back then cricket wasn't a very lucrative game, especially when it came to women's cricket. So what was the driving force for you?
Love of the game, passion. That's why I often repeated quote of mine those days as the captain of the Indian team. I've said repeatedly, maybe it must have annoyed a few of my male counterparts. I have said our love of the game is much more than theirs because we were never paid. In fact, we went out of pocket. I don't want to, in this age and time when women's cricket has really taken off, I don't want to go dwell in the past where we had to travel unreserved. Second class, third class had gone by then. Initially in the 60s we had first, second, third class. Now they made first and second only. Because we were playing knockout games. The minute we lose, we have to leave. So no team ever reserved because we didn't know when we will be back. So we have roughed it out, but what kept us going? That's the mood question you asked. It was the love, the passion for the game. And I've always said this, even to the point of getting irritating people or making them get bored. People ask, what is your biggest contribution? It's not my century, not my Arjuna award. It's not that. It's a fact that as pioneers, all of us laid a solid foundation for women's cricket those days when we had nothing to gain by it, just the pride. And today, the edifice that is built on that foundation, that is the prize we have got. We may not be we may not have made money like the current day cricketers. In fact, most of us went out of pocket. But no one can take away that satisfaction from us because we laid the foundation. The founding mothers that I feel all of us can pat ourselves on the back.
Like you said, ma'am, it's of course something that you should take pride in, that you laid the foundation. Like you say, the current generation is bearing the fruit of the seeds that were sown then. What does it feel like to look at the current generation now?
I feel extremely proud, because our efforts have not gone in waste. You see, it's something all of us have accepted because we never expected anything in return. As I said, the driving force was the passion, the love of the game. And during our time, even the men cricketers were paid 250 rupees per day or something. So it's only I think in the 90s that even men's cricket saw a lot of money being infused and things. Today, I'm happy to say I was part of the BCCI Apex Council, the decision-making body that decided that women will get paid as much as their male counterparts for international matches. Today, the women cricketers get paid the same for Tests, ODI and T20 as their male counterparts. I even tried then, I said, make it for domestic cricket, equivalent. That's where, a lot of the domestic cricketers do not get a taste of the money, the reward. But then I didn't want to push it too far. But then I feel the current and the previous regime, the BCCI regime, have done a lot for women's cricket because they felt, and rightly felt, because if you see now the way Indian women's cricket is doing, it's a testimony to the fact that I think they're telling BCCI you've done the right thing because they're giving us the results, and nothing is sweeter than success.
Ma'am, Bengaluru has always been known for cricket. You take names, they've all hailed from Bengaluru, the majority of them. So what do you have to talk about this connect between Bengaluru and the beautiful game of cricket?
Yeah, I think if you look even at men's cricket, Karnataka cricket has produced a large number of cricketers who went on to don the Indian colours. At least I can talk of my generation because before that I can't. V. Subramaniam, Prasanna, Chandrasekhar, Vishwanath, Brijesh Patel, Kirmani. I mean, and at times 4 or 5 were in the playing 11 of the Indian team. You see, Bombay obviously is the epicenter, was the epicenter of cricket. Even today I feel those who play in Mumbai cricket, they know to survive anywhere because that's the fierce competition that prevails there. But if you see now, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, Indore, Vidarbha, Nagpur, even Baroda, and all these have become now big cricketing centers. They are producing a lot of cricketers. And with the BCCI policy of giving 20-30 crores, I know it changes every year, it varies between 20 to 30 crores to all affiliated units, all state associations. Infrastructure has really come up very well in the country. Earlier, if you see 87, BCCI had to convince ICC that it can hold the World Cup, the Reliance Cup. And they had to rope in Pakistan, joint venture of India-Pakistan. Now we don't, because there are so many centers here which meet the international standards. So that way, infrastructure, if you take Karnataka itself, you take Mysore, Shimoga, Hubli, everywhere they have built, everywhere the infrastructure development has taken place. I'm sure it's the same in most states. So money that BCCI earns has not gone to waste. They have wisely invested in infrastructure, in development of cricket and players. So yes, I think Bangalore, in fact, South Bangalore, mostly people used to play in National High School grounds where, we also practice. Our club, Falcon Sports Club, that's where we practice too. And on the other side, St. Joseph's and things, those people, So it's always, Bangalore has produced cricketers. It's continued to do so even today. Though sad that not many women cricketers are figuring in the Indian team, but now that the young crop is coming up, I'm sure we'll once again have. Even women's cricket 2013-14. We had 4-5 in the playing 11 from Karnataka. So it doesn't really matter, because every team goes through these ups and downs, and very shortly, I think Karnataka will see a resurgence once again where women's cricket is concerned.
Ma'am, you also mentioned that how you happen to be in the stadium for the WPL. It's been a packed audience at the Chinnaswamy, something that has probably turned out to be a surprise for a few who thought that Women's Premier League wouldn't get the sort of support that it has been receiving. So where do you see women's cricket going forward?
I don't know if you noticed, last year, WPL was at Mumbai. It was at, I think, Brabon, Wankhede and D.Y. Patil. D.Y. Patil was packed. They played a test match recently. All the T20s and one days, they had very good crowd. That means the acceptance level for women's cricket has gone up. You cannot compare any men's sport. You take tennis, though tennis perhaps is the best where women's standards, they can play with mixed doubles and things like that. But if otherwise, in any sport, you can't compete with the men simply because it's God's creation. So, but I can assure you the fielding standards that I saw were amazing. Some acrobatics, it's going viral. I mean, it's so gratifying to see the standards really go up.
Ma'am, we do see a rise in the number of women or girls who want to take up cricket full time. Girls from villages, in fact, who want to check if there are training centers near them so that they could go and train and see that if it works out for them. What message would you like to give to these girls who have probably not made up their mind yet but are thoroughly interested?
I think we have live examples in the current lot of women cricketers in India who hail from small places but have made it big. Smriti is from Sangli, which is not a big town. Harman also is from a smaller place in Punjab. We had Rajeshwari Gaikwad and her sister Rameshwari who are from Bijapur. And today Rajeshwari plays for India. Rama is a regular in the Karnataka team. So, and with most associations trying to rope in cricketers from the Mofussil areas because they have talent. We need just to channelize that. And I think, yes, if you are willing to play the game, for the love of the game, come. But if it's for wrong reasons, some people want just TV publicity. Such people will never survive. They'll fade away very fast. If it is the love of the game that drives you, come. There are opportunities galore. Even job opportunities, with Indian Railways giving jobs to maybe 400, 500 women cricketers across the country. In fact, recently we went and met the Union Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, who's Hubli MP, and through him, with his help, we got the Southwestern Railway to form a team. They made a beginning 2 years back. They recruited 4, 5. Now they have recruited a few more. So everywhere, job opportunities are there. Don't play cricket for the sake of jobs. Play cricket for the love of the game, and jobs will come to you. And if you really put in hard effort, see, there is no substitute for hard work. You have to put in a lot of hard work. I can assure you one thing. Those of you who are willing to listen, please, if you love the game, play it. You will be more than rewarded in life.
Well, that's being as direct as you can get. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.